Well, happy Monday and welcome to Michael's Facebook room, Mondays to Michael's Live here in the Training Solutions room. Until I haven't done this in a couple of weeks. This is our first session of the 2018 season. I hope everyone had a great holiday. We were off last week because of the Monday. I hope everyone had a great holiday with their family. We had a great time with our family up in New York. Also pretty cold here in DC, so hopefully you are where you are, but up here in the Northeast it's been really, really cold. I think that cold has drifted all parts of the country, so I hope you're staying warm out there. And this weekend, like a lot of folks, we took down all the holiday arrangements, trees, and such around the house. So the house is pretty much back to normal. It's always nice in the holiday time to have all those decorations up. But welcome to our 2018 series. We have tweaked this a little bit for this year. As you can tell, we're not at 1 o'clock in the morning here Eastern Standard Time. We have moved to 4 o'clock on Monday, so we're hoping this new time would be more conducive to folks popping in the room, asking some questions. And for those of you watching this post session, thanks for listening again. But we have moved. We feel that 4 o'clock on Mondays there may be more folks available to come join us for these kind of live sessions in the room. And we have changed the format a bit. I'm going to go over that with you a little bit. We have decided to kind of expand our horizons and offering tips and skill development in different areas. So this year, between now and the summer, we're going to focus our live sessions on 4 specific areas of the business. So we're going to spend some time talking about supervisory skills and what skills would be value for you to know of and to work on as a supervisor, those who manage other people in the organization, whether you're a senior leader or just a department manager, what skills you need to be a successful supervisor. We're going to do sessions on employee skills. These are for frontline employees. Those who just kind of do the day in and day out work. They really don't have anyone they're supervising, but obviously they're an important part of the process of the cog of the wheel, if you will, for the organization. So some things around employee skills. We will do some sessions on leadership skills. Those will lead organizations, lead divisions. Not that they don't supervise people on a day in and day out basis, but what skills do leaders need to have leading organizations? And then last but not least, our 4th set of skills will be for trainers and HR executives. So we'll do some sessions around trainer skills in the classroom, both before prepping and in the classroom, and how to make your training come alive in the classroom, if you will. And then some tips and skills for HR directors and managers. What things are happening, what things can you work on to improve your skills at work. So the way this is going to work is we're going to rotate through these. So every week will be a different skill set for a different group of workers. So we'll start with supervisory skills today, but next week will be something on employee skills, and then the 3rd week of the month will be leadership skills, and then the last week of the month will be trainer HR skills. So that's what we're doing for this spring season. So please bookmark this page, come on into the room, and hang out with us, as they say. But today's session is going to be on coaching. And I hear this pretty regularly from my classes that I teach to supervisors, and supervisory skill training is one of our kind of sweet spots when it comes to helping our employees, especially brand new supervisors, people that just got promoted. They do a great job at the front line, and then kind of the next rung of the ladder is supervisor, which is great. Now you're managing a group of people, and sometimes organizations do a pretty good job of preparing those supervisors for the new skills they're about to use, and some not so much. We get calls and they say, Michael, we promoted these 3 or 4 people, and they're really struggling in leading their teams, working with their teams, and it's that whole people interaction that they seem to struggle with. So we come in, help out, we do some training programs. One of our more popular programs is called the Courage to Coach. It's a half-day coaching program. It's a video-based program, so there'll be some vignettes, there's some skill practice, there's some case study, but we do talk about the skill of coaching and what it means to be a coach, when to be a coach, when not to be a coach, and when is the best time to coach. So let's talk about that a little bit. When is a good time to coach? Well, what we teach in the classroom is it's always a good time to coach. There's not a bad time to coach. If you see something happening that you feel you need to intercede in, there's a right way to coach and there's a right time to coach when it comes to whether you do it at a scheduled time or you kind of do it impromptu. You can do it either way. You can schedule a time for coaching, you can schedule a time for performance management, or you can do this impromptu. What we recommend is whenever you do it, it's where you do it that's important. It's very, very important to do a coaching session, even if it's a short one, in a private area. You, excuse me, you and the employee. You can do it in your office, but I would suggest if you do it in your office, you're not sitting behind your desk and they're sitting on the other side of the desk. If you're doing it in your office, sit on the same side of the desk or sit on the same side of the conference table. It tells the employee that you're on the same side. When you're sitting across from somebody at a desk, it's like I'm on my side, you're on your side, and we're not really working together. So try to get away from that, my side of the desk, your side of the desk. So sitting side by side is a good idea, fairly important to do. So we put a process together. We work with our vendors to put a process together. But these are the 4 steps that we recommend you use when you're coaching an employee. So the environment's right. It's you and the employee one-on-one. What do you talk about? So first you need to describe the problem. What is going on? So you need to describe the issue. And you not only need to describe the issue that's happening, you need to lay out your expectations. And it can be a performance issue. Somebody may not be living up to expectations on the performance side, but this could be a behavior or attitude issue also that you'll need to sit down and talk to the employee about. So you need to describe the problem. You need to be pretty frank and open about it. This is a situation. This is how I see it from my side. What do you think? What are you seeing from your side? So you need to put it out on the table, and you need to lay out your expectations. That's step 1. And once you've laid out your issue and the employee has the opportunity to lay out their side of the story, then you need to agree that there's a problem, that there's a problem in performance or there's a problem in behavior, and how that performance or behavior is affecting those that work around the employee or maybe the relationship you have with your employee. So describe the problem as you see it, describe the expectations of the performance or behavior, get agreement that there's a problem, and work together to solve the problem. I always tell participants, coaching is a we thing. You need to do something, and I need to do something. We need to work together. So start putting a solution together. Once you put together the solution, you need to agree on an action plan. You're going to do something, and the employee's going to do something. We're going to agree on this action plan. Because sometimes you'll find that the employee needs some work from you in order to complete the job or to change the performance. Once you've agreed on an action plan, you need to set up a plan that also includes opportunities to check in. So we'll agree on this plan. Let's check in a week from today, or let's check in 2 weeks from today, or let's check in 2 days from today. Whatever that plan is, agree to the plan and agree to check in with that employee in a couple of 3 days or a week or so to see how that plan's working. And then the 4th step is to follow up when you see the change of the behavior. So the worst thing you can do in a coaching situation is coach somebody, get them to change their performance or behavior, notice that behavior, and don't say anything about it. You really need to reinforce that when you see it back at the workplace. So again, describe the problem and your expectations, step 1. Get agreement there's a problem and develop an action plan with the person, step 2. Once you have the action plan, put together a plan to follow up, step 3. And step 4, once you follow up, ensure the situation has improved. And when you see the behavior, recognize the behavior. So I do get asked the question, Michael, when does coaching stop and discipline begin? I would coach for a while. I'm that kind of guy. I would give folks a couple of times to get them to change their performance or behavior. If they're having trouble doing it, go back and coach again. Try it again. Do it 2 times. Do it 3 times. If you get to a discipline is progressive, and that's going to be a multi-phase process anyway. So I would stick with the coaching for a while. Try coaching for a while. If it doesn't work the first time, people may think you went to the seminar or you went to the coaching session, and now you're going to try being a coach. And, you try it once or twice, the boss is going to go back to where they used to do things. The coaching is going to go away. But don't let that happen to you. If you're really going to coach, coach all the time. You see something that is really not performing well or with an employee not performing well, sit them down, have this conversation. Lay it out for them. Stick to the process. So that's what we recommend for coaching. We also recommend that anybody can coach, whether they're a great employee and you want to take them to the next level, or they're an employee really struggling and you really don't think one coaching session is going to work. So you may have to coach this person 2 or 3 times to move their performance or behavior. So that's our session really today, talking about coaching. I wanted to give you a few tips. We do want to keep these under 10 minutes. So I do want to give you one commercial. The commercial today is we're going to be doing a webinar on January 25th from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time on our 5 Behaviors Team Building Program. It's one of our popular team building programs. We'll put a link in the chat here, and I hope you can join us. So that's all for today, but we'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. with Mondays with Michael Live here on Facebook. Take care.